A very warm welcome to Mr. Abdul Ghani, General Secretary cum Treasurer of National Union of Seafarers of India. I, on behalf of Maritime SHIO, am extremely happy to be hosting this session, which is dedicated to Nari Shakti, which means women power. And it's a privilege to have such an accomplished gentleman here with us, who's a firm believer in gender diversity and promoting women welfare, participation, and leadership in the maritime sector. Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us.
My pleasure. I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's indeed a pleasure and a privilege that you're here. So the first question we have for you is, you talk about Nari Shakti so often, and you feel so strongly about it. What do you think about the role of Nari Shakti, that is women power, in maritime sector, especially pertaining to seafaring?
Well, if you particularly ask me pertaining to seafaring, this process is a dynamic process, let me tell you. Because there was a time, if I have to recollect, the name of my union was National Union of Seamen of India, Seamen. Okay? And we had only two women seafarers who were our members. So we changed the name of our union because they came to our general secretary demanding, not asking, in fact, demanding, this is Seamen of India, what about us? So we changed the name of our union, and it owes its existence, I mean, the change owes its existence to these two women who came, and we changed the name of our union from National Union of Seamen of India to National Union of Seafarers. And subsequently, we have been celebrating the Seamen's Unity Day for the last 20 years. But 2 years back, we changed it to Seafarers Unity Day and not Seamen's Unity Day, to be gender sensitive, to take care of so many women seafarers who are our members. And before I proceed further, let me also put it on record and mention that there are hundreds and hundreds of women seafarers working already on the cruise ships. But just because you don't see the numbers on the cargo ships or a regular tanker or a bulk carrier, that does not mean that there are no women, or there is a shortage, I mean, less and less number of women serving on this seafarer. The fact is that there has been hundreds, the numbers are huge worldwide, including India, of women seafarers working on the cruise ships and also the merchants. Now, all it takes is a lot of awareness, change of mindset. If we have to talk particularly about on the merchant ships, the cargo ships, and the tankers and the bulk carriers, there is a increase, not to up to our expectation, but mostly in the officer cadre. Officers, in the ranks of the officers, there have been and many companies, particularly and most importantly, like the Shipping Corporation of India, they have been instrumental in bringing in more and more women seafarers into this.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. So, yeah, the number is increasing, the landscape is changing, and then there are people like you who are such strong, influencers towards this change. Um, okay, it may not be a very good statistic even now, but yes, the change is happening. And as you rightly said, there are companies like Shipping Corporation who are so inclined to gender diversity, and they're so conscious about it. So here's to hoping that there are more people like you, and change makers and companies who sort of make it happen. Because even now, although it's happening, but it's not what we would want it to be. Yeah. So the next question, sir, is so we already, I think, covered a bit of it, but if you can elaborate, why do you think we have such few female seafarers and hardly any female ratings? What is the reason?
Yeah.
What, according to you, are some of the factors contributing to this? Yeah.
There are 2-3 dimensions to it. One is, as I mentioned, there has to be a awareness amongst the policymakers, amongst those who can really make a difference, like the CEO of a company. If that person in the mindset takes a decision, takes a call that he or she takes a call that we need to have more women ratings, women seafarers, definitely that company will go on that line and try to get more and more women seafarers on board their ships. Secondly, there are people who talk very nicely in the public forum. Okay, just to be politically correct, yes, they will, and in the public forum, they will show their passion, they will show all their enthusiasm. That yes, we need to have more women seafarers, women power, women empowerment, and these are some of these people, not all. Some of these people, when they go back into the confines of their own offices, up away from the glare of the public forum, they in fact they make fun of it. Okay, who will take women seafarers? What? There is so much logistic issue in the public forum. Their face is different when they come into as an individual with their own companies. They hardly would want to. They make fun, literally make fun, and they are not very enthusiastic about employing women seafarers. And there are some who want to do that, who want to employ women seafarers, but they are not able to do that because of variety of reasons. But the seed is there, the thought process is there among these genuinely who want more women seafarers. And fourthly, there are some who want to do that. They are in a capacity to do that, and they do that. They do employ women seafarers. Like even in the foreign shipping companies, we do so many agreements, and there is a increase of women seafarers and also ratings. We have been able to get some of the rate. I would say it is very challenging. It is not easy. Let me be very fair and truthful about it. It is challenging. The officers, there are many officers who are women officers who are already into our system. And as I mentioned, Shipping Corporation of India had their Suvarna Krishna, in which there were all women officers, and that was a record. That was not. I think it was a worldwide record that we have all women officers in the first time in a merchant ship. The ship to all women officers. But as far as ratings are concerned, their numbers is still very, 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 very less. But we are trying to change it. In fact, in all our charter demand, today I was in a negotiation with the ship owners, and today even in our charter demand, it was very clearly emphasized that they need to take more women ratings, and not just rating women seafarers. And why not? So our process is going on, and awareness is the key, and the willingness to take a call on employing. And in the years to come, in the time to come, definitely is going to be more positive. But we need to we should operate on the fourth gear or the fifth gear. We need to take it up and not just necessarily go on a slow pace. Why should we go on a slow pace if we can influence those CEOs of the companies who can take a call?
Wonderful, sir. And I wish that more people had this passion and this, fire, that the way you are saying that the pace should pick up. It's high time, And as you're saying, what I gather is that there's a very clear and conscious bias where ship owners, decision makers, stakeholders are still hesitating to hire women, although there are some who want to and they are capable, they have the capacity and they are doing it. But there are many who are still very clearly and consciously having this bias.
The bias is there, yes.
That's what I get from your answer. And what you also said, that awareness is missing somewhere. Yeah.
You see, I in some earlier round, I was informed that some of even to get the first call from the company, there are some women seafarers who, very sadly, they write Mr. So at least they get a call from the company, and then they also under a lot of stress. They don't get calls from the company.
Yes.
Instead of Miss, they write Mr. At least they get a call, and they try to explain. So it is a very pathetic situation. This should never happen like this. Why should it happen? because
Yes.
the women seafarers have done their own training, they have come on their own merits, and all things being equal, they should be given a chance. But the bias is that the chance itself is not given to them. The application itself
Yes.
rejected. That is the bias. You call them, and if all things being equal, definitely the company has a right to choose if they would want to prefer to take that woman seafarer. But not giving them even a chance is very, it is unethical, and it is, very unwarranted.
Yes, sir. All things being equal is so important that, the right talent for the right job. It's not about the gender. It's all things being equal. Then would you, choose diversity above everything else? And then would you give a chance? And it's yes, and there is a clear bias. And so I also want to ask that apart from this, ship owners and decision makers having this bias, are women also holding back? Is there a lack of initiative from their side as well? Do you see that as well?
Yes, because because the pandemic last 1.5 years, there has been no training. But before that, when the training was going, the pre-sea training was going on, from our side, we made it clear that we will give the maximum, the scholarship, more than double what we give to the male rating. We'll give double than the male rating. Will for the female rating, we'll give them, let them come over and take admission in our, Nusi Maritime Academy. But we
Yeah.
found that there were, hardly any takers. So it is not that, but because ours is a rating rank, okay. But even in that, there were hardly any takers. But now this in January, we are again starting our course, and we are openly saying if there is a woman rating, women who want to become a rating, definitely will give them all the support. But the numbers are not coming out.
Yeah.
And we have seen, despite the fact, because people have to decide on their own what they want to do. And we have seen that, there is a hesitancy amongst women also, and there are reasons, because they see the other women who have already completed training, they are not getting jobs, they are also running here and there. So that
Yeah.
hesitancy is also because of that, because of not getting gainful employment to the earlier lot of women seafarers who are already trained and searching for jobs. So hesitancy is there, but equally so, the passion is also that they would want to, do good, or make a mark for themselves in this entirely, mostly male-dominated industry. Yes, it is a male-dominated industry, whether on board or ashore. So they would want to make a mark for themselves. And
Okay, so you're saying that looking at past trends, the women are discouraged somewhere.
discourage. Yes.
And they hesitate that, oh, the previous lot has not reached anywhere, so will I reach anywhere or not?
That is a fact. That is a fact. And this trend can change if more and more, like in Shipping Corporation of India, I've been talking to Joshi madam, and she has assured me, okay, she has assured me that she will endeavor and ensure that we get more women ratings in Shipping Corporation of India. Okay.
Wonderful.
A trend, and she said before she retires, or before she whenever before that, she want to have woman rating, because she's as a CEO of SCI, she's in a better position to decide and influence the decision. And I think in Shipping Corporation of India, as a trend for male women seafarer in the officer rank has been there, even in the rating. And let me again say on record, okay, let me very clearly, when Shipping Corporation of India asked me if they take more women ratings and in the women seafarer in the rating, it is possible that the male ratings might not get a chance. I said very clearly, forget the male rating, take the women rating. Okay, take it, because we need to make some beginning and good beginning. There are, let's say, if there are 50 male ratings who are not getting jobs, as it is there hearing, but give preference. I told Shipping Corporation that I am very open about it, without beating around the bush. If there is a woman rating available, willing to go as a rating, give that woman rating, We are not in an ideal world, okay? But give them a first chance, and then we will see about the male rating, because male rating as it is, they are unemployed. So
Yes.
no, let's give the chance to the woman rating. I'm on record and I have very clearly told them.
Wonderful. Give preference.
Give
And
preference.
that's
Yeah. I'm very clear and open about it. At the cost of being a bit unpopular with some of the male trainees, seafarers, but that's fine, no issues.
so that's the only way things will change, right? When somebody does so when there's a very conscious bias, then obviously there has to be a very conscious, opposite action also. So when there are so many people holding such bias and acting out of it, and then there are such few people like you saying give preference. In fact, we need more people saying give preference, because there's already an opposite current against which we are flowing. So yes, it might be an unpopular, as you said, unpopular opinion, but that this is the need of the hour. Otherwise, the situation will not change.
And we will go one step further. In the next round, as I said, we were in discussion this round. In the next round, when we negotiate with the, I'm sharing this first time at this platform. I've even not told my colleagues, and but in the next round, in a year's time when we meet, we are willing to financially give benefits in our agreement to that company which will take, more and more women seafarers, women ratings. If they take, in our negotiation, we'll give that company preference financially also. So they will benefit also.
So the last question, sir, is about transition. How do you think that women need help, or we as an industry, how should we help them to transition from ship to shore jobs? Because especially when they start families, some of them don't want to leave their careers, right? They still want to continue working, and at the same time they don't want to like be out at sea, and it's not practically possible to be out at sea when they start a family. So what do you think that should be done to help this transition be very smooth for them?
See, again, there have been shining examples of women seafarers who are now doing shore job. Sonali Banerjee is one of the example, and there are many others who have undertaken shore job. In the officer rank, just as a males, there are hundreds and hundreds of male officers, captains, chief engineers, who after doing their stint on board the ship, they get employed on shore as in different capacities in the maritime industry. Likewise, in the officer rank, it will be easy. It should not be difficult for women seafarers who are particularly in the officer rank. I'm not talking about the ratings rank, because rating rank itself has not picked up. But if there is a captain who is a women's captain, chief engineer, they can be on par, and I'm sure on par, like so many male seafarers, captains, officers, they get employed on the shore in companies, in the maritime administration, in different capacities. So likewise, I don't think there should be any problem for women seafarers if they choose to do so, to get gainfully employed, on the same level as, and the effort on the same level as the male officers. So I think they should be able to do that. And if they need any assistance or assistance or guidance, we are there to help them. Definitely will take.
Yes, sir. And also, if they have performed at sea,
Yes,
then
they are at an advantage.
Then yes, then it becomes easier for them to get a shore job because of their track record.
Akin to the male officer, male captain, and the even the female women seafarers captain, they can always, because of the experience on board the ship.
Yeah.
The same way as the males get a shore employment, so it should be easy for the officer rank, as I said, but not so much for the rating rank, because they are still not big. But in the rating rank, in the cruise ship, there are opportunities. If they have performed, if they work on the cruise ship and in the hospitality industry or any other industry, they can get shore-based jobs also.
Great, sir. So thank you so much. With this, we end the session, and we would like to conclude and thank you for such a beautiful, candid, honest, sharing of thoughts. And it's so refreshing and rare when somebody is so open and I would say blunt, because sometimes it's very necessary to be blunt and straight. There's no mincing words. It is what it is. And that's what I think our viewers will also enjoy about this session. And I really hope and believe that they will take away something.
Thank you. And thank you so much for allowing me to be here. It was my pleasure. And before I end, I would like to say one Hindi shairi.
Yes. I was about to request you. Thank you. Yes, please.
So, जैसा हम कहते हैं कि कोमल है, कमजोर नहीं तू, शक्ति का नाम ही नारी है। कोमल है, कमजोर नहीं तू, शक्ति का नाम ही नारी है। मौका मिले और वक्त पड़े तो 10 पुरुषों पर भारी है, 10 पुरुषों पर भारी है। And something just before the program, I made a couplet in English also, कि women have and continue to show their power. Women have and continue to show their power. Many challenges they continue to overcome and overpower. Changing mindsets is the need of the hour. Changing mindset is the need of the hour, not requiring any pity, but on their own merits and strength, they will flourish and flower. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, sir. इतनी खूबसूरत शायरी, इतने खूबसूरत words, इतने अच्छे शब्द।
दिल से कहा, मेरे दिल की बात है, दिल से कहा, and I really mean it, and we are committed.
जी सर, बहुत अच्छा लगा सुन के। और हमारे लिसनर्स होंगे कुछ इंडियन नेशनल्स होंगे और बहुत सारे नहीं होंगे, but we'll make sure that they get this message and that they get it in the right spirit and the way it is meant to be received. So this is really beautiful. Once again, sir, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you. My pleasure. All the best. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.